Welcome back to Asgard, and welcome to the 12th episode of our SkyFactory 2.5 modded Minecraft Let's Play series. If you recall last episode, through pretty much sheer force of will and stubbornness, we set ourselves up a rather large big reactor, pretty much eliminating most all of our resources in the process. But since then, redstone is still really low, and then yellorium's pretty low. Now granted, I used a lot of redstone between last episode and this one, but we're really low on it. We need to kind of let those numbers pick back up, but I've got a alternative fix for that we'll get into probably before too long. But originally I was planning on doing liquid storage and centralization this episode, but I think there's a few other things that we really need to do at this point, so we'll cover that in just a minute. Now you will see our ender pearls, we have an absolute ton of those. The reason being is if we drop down here, I've got the big reactor set up, and it's actually plugged into the mob grinder, so it's running at full speed. I haven't put a capacitor into it yet. I mean, I could do that to speed it up, and I might do that later on. But I've also, if we bust that open, I ended up using glowstone covers for a little while, and then my saw broke, and I was just like, hell with this, so I started using torches. But yeah, basically this setup, I've got yellorium seeds, and down here I have a planter set up to plant them, and I went ahead and let it consume stack because it's all the same, and it doesn't really have anything else that's going to be pumping into it because I've got a filter on it. Then of course I got a harvester there. This is for any excess yellorium, which we're not getting that at the moment. And then also when you send yellorite ore through a sag mill, you have a chance to get cyanite. So I've just got a barrel set up for that. It's only like a 5% chance. It's not too common. Here I've got the harvester feeding down to a crafter, and it's just taking and making yellorite ore, from the 8 yellorite essence. That's getting thrown into a sag mill, and then the output is getting put into an alloy smelter. Both of them have octadic capacitors. And then of course they're going into this. This is a priority of 0 for the yellorium, and then down here there's a priority of 10 for yellorium. And that way we can keep our reactor running. And let's see here. I need to actually change this over. I mean, I'm not too worried about this middle floor being all that nice looking, but I don't really want cobblestone there. Over here I've got this pumping into a vibrant capacitor bank, and it's actually a rather large one. I used that's where most of our redstone stuff went, was to making these vibrant capacitor banks, which you'll see the size of it in just a minute. But it does store 250 million RF. It's still a long way from done, but it's a start. Now the only wiring I got done, because I did a lot of building, you'll see in a second, the only wiring I got done was I hooked this system up to the ender, to the vibrant capacitor bank. I haven't removed the lava setup totally yet. I did remove the lava pipes so that the magmatic dynamos would start emptying, but I haven't totally shut it off just yet. Oh, and I did, by the way, over here, for this setup, which we're going to be adjusting this in just a minute, but I did change this up. If you notice, we have just an absolute ton of just junk, loot bags and whatnot. I'll go through those at some point, or chuck them, I don't know. But I did set these up with item filters, and that way they accept all the bows, the armor, the weapons, all that junk. And I did upgrade them with fuzzy. So basically, if you take one of the item filters from Extra Utilities, we've made them before, but if you combine them with orange wool in a crafting grid, it's going to give it the fuzzy that ignores NBT, and then if you combine it with a stick, it will give you the fuzzy that ignores metadata, and you can use both of those on the same filter. So I just went ahead and threw those on there, so it's just taking all the golden swords and armor and all that junk. And then down here, I haven't done a whole lot of building over there. I was wanting to get some of that built out, but I spent the whole time on this. Still getting slimes and like occasional zombie spawns. I'm going to have to figure out some kind of a fix for that. This isn't totally done. I still have to set up like some kind of little walls. I was sad to see that this pack does not have catwalks. So, because originally I wanted to do the catwalk mod for this, but since it doesn't have it, I debated, I could add it in there. But I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you want me to just see about maybe throwing catwalks into the mod pack, because that way we can actually do like legitimate looking catwalks. I might just do it because I think it would just look a lot better. But right now I'm just using the wireframe factory blocks. And then I kind of spruced up the way our reactor looked. Now let's see, do we have any? Yeah, we do have a bit of cyanite there. I need to actually set that to pump up to that Java barrel instead of into this. I'll change that over after this episode. But yeah, and it's not really running too often because we're generating just such massive power that it's not really an issue. And then that's the amount of vibrant capacitor banks I've set up so far. Still a long way from being done, but it's a decent start, I think. And yeah, down here is just it's all empty right now. I just kind of mainly did the framing and everything, and started that. I still got a lot of touch-ups. I got to do the accents on the walls, the lighting, and everything, which we'll get into that a little at a time as we start building out this bottom floor. But I kind of wanted the, some kind of a catwalk setup going above this floor and kind of looking down. We'll have, eventually I'll probably move this big reactor because we can actually make it even more efficient, but it's really expensive. But when that time comes, I'll probably move it down, and we'll probably set up some reactors with turbines as well. So, and then over there is going to be where our liquid storage is at and whatnot. So, anyway, I think that's pretty much all I've gotten done. That did take quite a while. Yeah. Oh, and I've changed over the sag mills. Was producing quite a bit of pulverized coal. Now it's just producing, or no, it's doing coal coke right now is what I've got it on. And then any excess will go into the coal. And then we'll get back on pulverized coal and steel and stuff. But yeah. So, why is this flint? Is flint full? It is. Okay. Let me actually craft, well, let's go ahead and start up the Enderium. We're going to start making Enderium. That's one reason I'm not going to do the liquid storage this episode, is because we still have a bit to cover before we get there. But hopefully, I think next episode we'll start covering that. So, Enderium, you can make it a couple different ways. The first way is by using pyrotheum dust, which we've made before, and then Enderium blend in an induction smelter or an alloy smelter as well. But the Enderium blend is pulverized tin, 2 of those, a silver, pulverized silver, pulverized shiny, and then resonant ender bucket. So, that's one option, but the one we're going to go with is actually crafting this Enderium base and using it in the alloy smelter. So with that, we can just use the bars, the tin, the silver, and the shiny. So let's just grab, I want quite a bit of this. And then after we get that made, we'll cover how to then turn it into how to turn it into the actual Enderium. I want a chest, actually. Because we're going to, actually, this episode, we're going to be making a lot of alloys for the stuff that we're doing. And I just want to set up a chest just to make it easier. Alright, so we'll just throw in all of that. And just going to be doing alloys. And I tell you what, let's move this barrel of graphite. Set it up there. I did make some more of it just so we've got it on hand for next time. Alright. And the next alloy that we're going to want to be making... Oh wow, that's almost done actually. No, it isn't. It does make quite a bit of that Enderium base at a time, so... the next alloy that we're going to want to be making is we're just going to want to make a bunch of this energetic alloy. So to make that, it's just gold, redstone, and glowstone. So let's grab... let's go ahead and actually grab like 2 stacks of each. Yeah. Because we're going to need that for cables and stuff. It's something that really at this point we can't have too much of it. So, and then the last thing we're going to want to make, because I used all mine up from the last episode, is we're going to want to make us some more electrical steel, which is silicone and steel. Or wait, I think in the alloy smelter, yeah, it's pulverized coal, silicone, and iron. Forget, we're not using the induction smelter right now. Let's just make a stack of this, because I don't think I have a ton of silicone. No, it's about all the silicone I have. So we'll get that all cooking. And now while that's cooking, we need to set up a... we need to set up an automatic, like, kind of like a shutoff switch for our ender farm. So that way we're not just, you know, once our ender pearls fill up, we're not just running it just to run it, you know. So what we're going to do here is we're going to make a, first off, a redstone upgrade for the Java barrel. Oh, it does require pistons. I think I've got some made over here. Let me run over and see. I've slowly been tearing down the pipes, but I just don't spend a whole lot of time over at this area anymore, except I run over here every once in a while to get essence. You know, for, I need to craft up more of the Enderium seeds and everything. But, let's see, pistons. Alright, I knew I'd made a bunch a while back, like a stack or something. Alright, and we just need one of these redstone upgrades. So let's really quickly make one of these. And then we're also going to need a redstone facade, which... Let me go ahead and actually grab some wood up, because we're going to need it. And basically you can't put these redstone facades on unless you have a redstone upgrade. I keep hearing zombies and I don't know. Get out of here. Alright, but you'll have to have the redstone upgrade to make the facade. So, or to put on the facade, not to make it, but anyway. And then we'll also need a structural mark 1, which is just fences and planks. And we're actually going to make a few of these, I think, because we need to upgrade our flint barrel as well. So let's just make quite a bit of fences here. It's not quite as many as I wanted, but that's fine. And we'll actually make a couple of these structural upgrades. And then, let's see here. The next thing we're going to want, let's go ahead and make an iron upgrade for this flint chest. So, because I don't know if I've ever upgraded these barrels on camera or not. They're kind of tedious, especially when you start trying to make the bigger ones. Just put that on there. You shift right click it onto it. But those on their own don't actually do anything, but they do provide slots. For like these capacity upgrades and stuff, which is what we're going to craft really quickly. Just Java barrels and pistons. So, actually I've got them on me. Let's go ahead and make a couple tier 3s. And like that. Oh, I don't have nearly enough wood right now. And I don't have the tree farm running, so I can't really craft them at the moment. So, but we'll just put those on there. And so now this actually will hold 192 stacks. Because basically it just adds another Java barrel for each one that you add on. So, alright, so for the redstone upgrade and all that, what we're going to do, well actually let's go ahead and craft the rest of the stuff we're going to need really fast. So the first thing is we're going to want some redstone conduit. You could also use red net cable or, you know, whatever. Well, where's the conduit? I like the Ender IO stuff just because it all fits in the same multi-block, but you can do whichever. So we'll need some redstone alloy to do that. Which, let's go ahead and get a stack of this running through the sag mill. Alright, that is still going. And then while that's breaking down, another thing that we're going to need is going to be, let's see, let's go with a, what is it, red logic. We'll make some of these white flat lamps. I'm gonna say, honestly, I think one might be fine, but I'm gonna make a few extras. Do I have any glass? I have one piece. Thickening glass. Oh, here's bubble glass. It's been chiseled. Oh, my chisel broke too, so that's easy enough to craft. And then just chisel that out. At least I think my chisel broke, right? Yeah. Okay. Then we'll want some. We'll go ahead and make like 3 of them, I think, and then just a little bit of bone meal. And what these do is they're like a light source, but they only run when they have a redstone signal. So, wait, what did I get wrong? Oh, it's redstone on one side. Okay. There we go. So that gets us our lamps, and then the last thing we're going to want to make for this is, no, that's it. Just the redstone wire and, okay. So let me grab this silicone and get this set up here. Yeah. Bring that back to alloys. We don't need a ton of this stuff. I think I'm good. No, I'm not good on conduit binder. Let me grab some of that really, really fast as well. I think I want to say I have some made up over here. Let me cut camera real quick, and I'm going to get some conduit binder put together real quick and get those wires made, and then we'll come back and get all that set up. Okay, welcome back. So the way we're going to set this up, the first thing we want to do is take our redstone upgrade. Well, first we got to take our structural upgrade. Put that onto the barrel, and then put our redstone upgrade on there. And then the last thing we got to do is take our facade, and let's just stick it just right here. So basically what's going to happen is with that, whenever this barrel gets full, it's going to emit a redstone signal. And then what we're going to do, now you can actually adjust it with the barrel hammer from Java, but we just want to leave it as is. Oh, do these not? Actually, I think they will if I... Yeah. Okay. That's fine. Red signal is fine. And we're just going to run that down. And then let's hop down there really quick. Let's see, the center... Okay. Guess there's not really technically a center to this. Let me actually break that. And we're just going to set up... We actually probably only need one of those, so let's try not to break our crops here. Oh, those have to be... Shoot. Okay. Let's see here. I think we can do that. And just send the redstone signal through the block. I think that should work. Alright, so then we want to run our cable like that so that it connects to this powered spawner. And I'm hoping this works anyway. I mainly just want the light because that way it'll keep just other mobs from spawning. But we're going to set this to active without a signal. So as soon as it receives the redstone signal, it's going to shut down. And then we just have to bring our cables over like that. And if we take a look now, see, it's stuck at 35%. It's totally shut down. And let's see if the light is turned on. I'm hoping it is. If not, we'll do something else. No, it's not. Okay. Oh, it's directly next to... Did I put the wire directly next to it? 'Cause I don't know that I did. Yeah, I did. Okay. I tell you what. Let's make a different light here really, really fast. Give me a second. I'm going to figure out what light... Probably the lamp, honestly. Oh, we can't craft it. Why not? Well, you know what? We'll just use a standard redstone lamp. That'll be fine too. Okay. So I'll be right back. So we'll just break that Tyrium block and put our redstone lamp up there. And just so it'll look better, we'll disable that. And now if you notice, the redstone lamp turns on. If we hit F7, there's no spawning areas within it. So, let me actually run in here and grab that stuff. Alright. So now that's going to shut off, and then if we go, let's say we pull just a stack out of this, see it kicks back on. So that means that is automatically powering on and off, and then we have more ender pearls in here, so goody. Now that our Enderium should be done cooking, so let's take a quick look. Well, what's it trying to make there? Oh, I got steel and I needed iron. But, tell you what, instead of, we're not going to cook that one just yet, though. Let's grab ourselves like a stack of ender pearls. 2, 3. So 4 stacks of them, but and we'll probably throw an octadic capacitor in there because that way if we start using up a lot of ender pearls, it's going to kick into like an overdrive and just start, you know, busting out ender pearls at a pretty good rate. So go ahead and grab that stuff out. And the energetic alloy, if you just cook that up with an ender pearl, you'll get the vibrant alloy. But so we've got all of our Enderium base now. Now the next step that we're going to want to do is we combine it in the alloy smelter now with pyrotheum dust and ender pearls. So let's make up a bunch of pyrotheum dust, which we've actually already done that on camera, so give me just a second and I will be back once we get ourselves just a bunch of this. Okay, welcome back. Let's go ahead and throw all this Enderium base in there and all these ender pearls and all this pyrotheum, and then we'll just go ahead and pull this stuff out. That way it'll start filling up with the Enderium and start making our Enderium ingots. Now it does take quite a while to get this stuff made, so I am going to cut camera for this as well and kind of let this start building up a bit of Enderium. And actually, I tell you what, I think we've got enough now. The next thing I want to do this episode is I want to actually upgrade our jetpack, because you know this tier 3 one's not bad, but we could do better. We have ender pearls and everything, so let's go ahead and start working on this vibrant jetpack. Now it's mainly going to be a lot of vibrant alloy, octadic capacitors, that kind of stuff. So let's see, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 octadic capacitors. Go ahead and grab this and this out of here. Alright, and then we're going to need some pulverized coal, some glowstone, and we're also going to need copper, my measly amount of redstone, and a bit of gold as well. So let's go ahead and get ourselves like a stack of gold nuggets, and we'll see how much this crafts. 15. Yeah, we'll need more than that, but that's fine. And whoops. Alright, I don't have the redstone to make more of those, but 32 is fine with me. Man, I hate when I shift click without thinking and craft up a ton of nuggets like this. Okay. So let's go ahead and put all that gold up. Alright, now to get our upgraded ones, of course we just do the energetic alloy and the pulverized coal. It's going to get 16 double layers. And then we're going to need 8 of these. Alright. Then our double layers, our vibrant alloys, that gets us our octatic capacitors. Now, the next thing we're going to want is Ender energy conduits. We're going to need 4 of those, and I just so happen to have enough of them. Let's see, redstone alloy, we've got 1 of those. Shoot. I really shouldn't have made so many cables, probably. Oh, never mind. We got plenty of them. We got more than plenty. Alright, let's see, the next thing we're going to want is, vibrant crystals. So vibrant alloy around an emerald, and we're going to need 4 of these. So, I have 4 of them. Never mind. Scratch that. Alright, we are good. We've pretty much got everything we needed to get this going. Why can't I shift click this in? Oh, whoops. I derped. Okay, we are going to need these. I've got vibrant nuggets. I don't have vibrant crystals. So, lay these out. These out. And that gets us that, and now we should be good to make our thrusters. And then it's no problem now just to throw this stuff together. And our jetpack. And now we have our vibrant jetpack. And now this thing is really, really nice. Let's go outside actually so you can see it a little bit better. But if you'll notice, our vertical acceleration speed is incredible, and then if we hit hover, you know, we are very, very slowly going down, but it is extremely slowly. So that vibrant level is when I feel like when it starts to get really, really good, and you know, we could actually rock this thing as it is. There's still another upgrade to get to, and we'll be getting to that fairly soon, the Dark Solarium. Because it's not too difficult. We're pretty well set on most everything. It just takes a little bit of work. So, alright, let's see. How much Enderium do we have now? 26. Okay, we are good to start. The next thing I want to cover this episode, the last thing I want to cover, is I want to cover, making some tesseracts, because that's something we're going to be making a lot of in the future, and they're a really, really nice block, especially once you get a reactor and everything set up. So it's not too bad. It is going to require some bronze, which I probably don't have. So it's what, 3 parts tin, 1 part copper, right? Let's do that. No, 3 parts copper, 1 part tin. Okay. So let's just grab ourselves a stack of copper. Or we'll make, I'll tell you what, we'll make, we'll use a stack and a half. And we'll go ahead and set this up so that it'll start cooking that fairly soon. There's like a hell of a backup in here for alloys, but before we can get that, you know, we've got to get the tesseract frame. We're going to want to make a couple of these: fused quartz, Enderium, and diamonds. So let's grab ourselves a couple diamonds here, and 8 Enderium, and then fused quartz. I should have. Do Do I not have any of it? I thought I had quite a bit of that built up. I bet it's in this chest. Thickened glass. Dark glass. Oh, here it is. I'm blind. Okay. And that'll get us our 2 tesseract frames. And now the next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to have to fill them. And they do require a bit of resonant ender, 1,000 millibuckets of it in a fluid transposer, which each ender pearl is 250. So we're just going to need 8 ender pearls for that. Not too bad. If you notice, the hover speed is incredible on this. So, and I'll probably actually end up just setting up a trash can hooked to this to just dump everything, because there's just so many loot bags and they don't stack, and causes a little bit of an issue, a little bit of a backup issue. No, I don't want snowballs. Let's chuck them. Alright. And let me set this to... Well, it should be, actually. Okay, there we go. And we've got a resonant ender. Now these are going to fill up. And while that's doing that, let me go ahead and switch this over to start taking in the bronze. Hopefully. No. No. No, not iron. There we go. Copper and tin, that's what I want. And we'll just throw, I don't know, we'll just throw all this shit in here. Doesn't really matter what order it comes out at. Really, I had that pulverized. Yeah. Alright, I'm just going to throw that stuff in there too. Oh, one of those actually goes into here. Alright. Now that should be about done. Yeah. Forgot I had it outputting it to there. And we've got enough bronze here. We only needed 8 of them. Okay. And then 8 silver. I really want to get a sorting system set up soon, like AE. But alright, that gets us 2 tesseracts. Now these don't stack. Now what we can do is, actually let me craft up a few energy conduits really quickly. That's a pain though, is the only thing. I don't have any more conduit binder, do I? Not enough to make anything. Oh, I found some over here, and that's where I grabbed it, but I think I grabbed all of it. Yeah. Okay. Well, we can do this without it. So let's run over here. And what we can do with these tesseracts is we can remotely access, say like energy or items or fluids. So if we want to, let's set up, let's just set up a tesseract right here and plug it into this conduit. And in here, we're going to call it, just for right now, we're just going to call it main power. We're going to, why is it not, yeah. Oh, we got to set a frequency first. I forgot about that. So we'll just set this frequency as 1. Set the frequency and add the frequency. So we have main power here. And we can configure it so we're going to say we're going to block item mode and we're going to block fluid mode. And we're just going to send and receive energy. And if you notice, there's a really cool graphic here. I really love the way that it looks. But so let's run back over here. Now one thing we haven't had running lately is our tree farm, because you know we don't have a power set up there anymore. And I'm not going to leave this here probably after the episode, but for sake of, you know, kind of showing you guys this. Oh yeah, I disabled all the power lines. Whoops. Well, we'll just hook it right up here. And we'll set this one. We can just select the main power frequency and say set it. And we're going to block items and fluid and send and receive energy. So, of course, that's already filled up. But, let me see. I'm going to have to use the crappy conduits, but... Oh, we have Ender energy conduits. Oh. Forgot I made more of those. Okay. So we'll get that running. And if you notice now it has power. It's sending and receiving power right from our reactor and everything, our main power setup. And yeah. So that's how to use those. We'll also eventually use them for fluids and items and everything. That's actually how I'm going to set up these biodomes, probably off camera now. I'm just going to set a tesseract up with a harvester and a planter and set these to, this first one's going to be for essence seeds. So, but yeah, so I feel like we got a bit covered today. Sorry we didn't get to do the fluid storage, like centralization and everything, this episode. But we'll cover that next episode. I think we're in a pretty good spot for that. Oh, my jetpack's depleted. I didn't realize it was, I wasn't even paying attention. I didn't realize it was so low, and I could have fallen when I was flying through there. But yeah, between this episode and next, I'm going to... Why did these not stack? Oh. I'm going to probably craft up a bunch more conduits and try to finish up all this wiring. It's not really a resource issue. It's more of a time issue. Because I've been crafting those conduits. Like, I think when I did this, I think I crafted like 2 stacks of them. And I didn't realize I still had that 1 stack in my bag. But yeah, at this point with the Ender Pearl farm and everything, it's really not a material issue at all. And we have tons of power. We have tons of metals. Redstone's kind of an issue, so I'm probably going to set up the biodome for that between this episode and next as well, because we're kind of hurting for redstone at the moment. So, yeah, that charged that 20,000 in that jetpack and didn't even like hiccup. We're making an absolute ton of power. It's all self-sufficient. That's the best thing, because we can just kind of set it and forget it. Even if we didn't set the reactor up to have an off switch, it would still run just fine, because you know we're producing a decent amount of Yellorium from that farm, and I still need to expand it a bit, and I'll hopefully do that. And I need to figure out. Oh, there's a spot here and here. Maybe that was the issue. Hey, Craner. But yeah, so I think I'm going to end the episode there. If you enjoyed it, please comment, like, subscribe, share it with your friends. It's very, very much appreciated. And I just want to say thank you, guys, for everybody that's been doing that, and everybody that's been watching the videos and whatnot. So, next episode will, like I said, cover the fluid storage and centralization. So I hope you join me for that. And as always, if you have any comments or suggestions or things you want to see, just leave them down in the comments. And I do check those. So until next episode, though, take care, and I will see you then.